Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Dark Souls. Prepare to Die Edition. What's wrong with my voice? I feel very whispery. Anyway, I need to beat the boss down here today. Oh, that's a bad start already. I need to go beat... I'll just say the boss. We'll see who it is. Briefly. But I also should probably go human for this one. So... let us just use up a... it's here somewhere. Humanity. And I should also probably put purple moss on my hotbar. There we go. Go human. Because we're going to summon someone very special for this boss fight. We don't have to. I think I can beat this boss on my own normally. But I just really want to, basically. It's for story reasons. What's the... yeah, not great, huh? Maybe I will go back to... the heavy boots for this. Let's go back to classic Transcendence looks. Transcendence the Pyromancer. I am not this character, obviously. This should be clear, but just should state the obvious sometimes. I probably shouldn't have taken this route, because there's going to be barbarians. Oh boy. I also could have probably put on the rusted iron ring that I went all the way to the Undead Asylum for. I don't want you. I don't want either of you. Oh great, I pulled two of them. Get stabbed. Let's waste sippies right away. This is always good. Rock thrower barbarians. Oh, there's three of them. No wonder. No. They're so hard to dodge. Wow, that was a great run. Anyway, I need to attune a few things anyway. Flash sweat. For reasons. And then I should equip also the rusted iron ring. I don't really have anything else. So we'll stick with Wolf's Ring. Wolf's Ring's pretty useless, but whatever. So let's pick a good route this time. Let's not be stupid about this. So, with rusted iron ring, you may notice I can run across this swamp like it's normal ground. And that's pretty good. Considering that this ground hurts you and it's hard to fight. Or it poisons you, rather. It's hard to fight when you're moving slow. So we'll just take this super long, circuitous trip. Eat a moss. And then maybe we'll fight one singular barbarian, I don't know. But you see, we're on this weird island that's covered in, like, cobwebs. I need to actually get into it. I forget where the entrance is. Entrance is up here, actually. Luckily, I think everything will stop chasing you once you enter Quelaag's domain. Is this all like spiderwebby and weird? There's bizarre giant eggs on the wall. There's these guys who are like have giant egg sacs on their back, and they seem to be praying towards this. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Now let's do this summon. Guess who? Maneater Mildred. My favorite NPC phantom in this game. You can't really count Solaire because he's like an NPC within the world that talks to you and stuff. This is just a phantom. What's up, Mildred? So let's go in. Watch a cutscene real fast. Look at this, a giant lava spider. And there is a lady growing out of the lava spider. Creepy. So, first things first. Get away, get away, get away! I want Flash Sweat. Oh, switch back to my sword. So, Mildred is pretty useless in this fight. To be perfectly honest, she's mostly just a distraction. And then stab. Yep. That's her sword combo. She also pukes lava. This is just totally area denial. NPC phantoms have no idea what to do about it. Luckily, Mildred is super fire resistant. That is her explosion attack. The only way you can... This is like a tutorial for how to read tells on a boss. Swing. Swing. Stab. No, we're doing a puke today. That's easy to roll away from. Swing, stab. puke. Here it comes. She also has an ability that kicks with the spider legs when you get to the side of her. But we'll do our best to never even see that. That's the one. Then she jumps back to get distance. Take more fire. So as you can see, Quelaag, pretty easy boss. My first time through, her explosion was a one-hit kill. So whenever you couldn't see her human body, and she would do it, it would just kill me, and I died a bunch of times. But now, as you can see, I can take her out no problem. I probably could have done that without Mildred. I just wanted Mildred for that fight because Mildred is awesome, and I love her, and this is the only time you can have Mildred in the entire game. Which really sucks. So, now with that horrifying ordeal out of the way, we can finally ring the second bell of awakening. So, we're in Blighttown. We're in the crappiest place on Earth, a poison swamp. There's a spider woman who is guarding the bell. Oh man, look at those bad textures on the cliff sides there. We get a little cutscene of these guys, these giants doing something. A familiar sort of gate has opened. I haven't really looked at this gate. That's right outside the bonfire for Andre's workshop. Get a homeward bone. Now, Quelaag was guarding the bell. She was also guarding something else, and this is a quote-unquote secret. Like, this is never needed for anything. There's an invisible wall down here. And there's this guy, Engi.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
I sure am.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Okay, so there's an invisible wall down here. Engi also is a pyromancer. He will sell you some pyromancies and will do pyromancer things. He has different... If you attack those guys, these are called egg carriers. If you attack them, they split open and a bunch of little larvae come out. If those larvae latch onto you, after a little while, you will get a giant bloated head that looks like their backs. You get different dialogue if you have an egg head. While you have the egg head, the larva head, your kick is replaced by a little larva coming out of the egg and attacking. It's a little bit better than your kick, but you can't wear any helmets, so trade-offs, I guess. And this is the fair lady. She looks just like Quelaag in that she is a spider woman thing. And I picked a very special ring all the way at the beginning. Normally, she cannot speak. You don't speak her language, or she's too weak to be able to hear, or something like that. But when you have the old witch's ring, you can hear what she says.
My dear sister.
And she thinks you're her sister.
Quelaag, what is it?
Use my Firekeeper soul.
Enter a covenant again. Of course. Let me try.
You can also join her covenant, which is the Chaos Servants. What the Chaos Servants do Well, also I get a pyromancy right off the bat. That's awesome. What the Chaos Servants do is they retrieve humanity and bring them to the Fair Lady. The Fair Lady is a creature, a figure from myth, who saved the residents of Blighttown by swallowing the blight pus that was affecting everyone, which is basically a massive disease. She took the disease onto herself, and now she's the only one that suffers from it. And as such, she is blind, she can barely speak, she can not move from the spot, and all she can do is lay eggs all day, basically. The eggs are holding bits of the disease, so they're just encapsulated where they can't hurt anyone. K-Log lets people come down here. She kills them, takes their humanity, and feeds them to her sister to ease her suffering. That's all you do. You give her humanities so that she hurts less. You just killed her protector, who admittedly was letting people come down here to kill them, but, like, for good reason. She needs the humanities to make her sister... It's the only cure for her sister, basically. That's why she says, enter Covenant again, because her sister was the original Chaos Covenant. What do you call a member of a Covenant? Covenant member, whatever. As such, the Fair Lady is also a Firekeeper. And she just wishes, she thinks you're her sister, she wishes you to be safe. This is a bonfire that she keeps as a Firekeeper. Let's level up real quick. Strength and that's probably good, huh? Next time I'll get a vitality and a strength. So basically what you do for this covenant is you feed her some humanities. You get a couple of exclusive pyromancies out of it, so this is really only good for pyromancers. And also, at a certain rank, you open up a shortcut to a different part of a different area. It's much easier to get to that area that way. You can skip like a large portion.
You speak the tongue of the fair lady?
No, it's the ring I'm wearing.
Do not be rash with your pride. You have yet to earn my trust. If you try anything funny with the fair lady, there will be hell to pay.
He's not kidding. If you attack, he is a pyromancer and he will attack you. In other news, like I did mention that the Fair Lady is a Firekeeper. If you have no interest in joining the Chaos Covenant, the Chaos Servants, you can just kill her and take her Firekeeper soul for your own and make your Estus Flask a little stronger. I'm not that heartless. I really want to use this Covenant, but in any game where you don't plan on using it, that's just like a little bonus extra for you if you feel like being a huge jerk. So K-Log is like the first indication that the legend of the Chosen Undead may not be all it's cracked up to be. Because you have to kill a sister that is trying to protect her sister, make her feel better after she did undeniably a selfless and good thing. So, like, this is like the first indication that, I mean, if K-Log hadn't been here and you just rang the Bell of Awakening, then there would have been no problem. But you kind of had to fulfill this because she was in the way. And I don't want that. Upgrade Pyromancy Flame, sure. That sounds good.
There is no
Alright, let's talk to her again real fast.
Oh, my dear sister, don't mind me. It does not hurt terribly. Quaylag, my dear sister, the eggs, it hurts. They've gone still. I am afraid it may be too late. I am so sorry, dear sister. Goodbye, Quaylag. Do be safe.
So, I did mention in previous episodes, like to pay attention where the water goes. The water flows from the aqueduct, which is, we haven't even seen where the source of the aqueduct comes from. I don't think we do in the game, honestly. Goes from the aqueduct through the depths, which is just like a gross undead sewer, and it flows down into Blight Town, where even that diluted poo-poo water is still like poisonous enough to poison you, and everything down here is not awesome at all. There's a second way out of here, I just don't remember where it is. Go down to the bottom, there's like a second path. Anyway, actually, this is one of those games where they make the over map make sense. Like everything connects together in an understandable way. They didn't do that in the other games for whatever reason. Like if you've ever seen the 3D imaging of the maps of Dark Souls 2, I'll have to actually find that and probably put it up at some point. They overlap in weird ways, they make no sense. Also, these guys down here are actually aggressive. So let's just light this bonfire. There's some weird stuff going on. We'll be back to here much later. I just want to light this so I can use it later. If you want to earn Angi's trust right away, then you can get infected by the eggs, and he gets a little bit of different dialogue. Or I think he will start to sell things to you, some like pyromancies, once you hit rank 2 or whatever it is, rank 1 of the Chaos Servants Covenant. So he has a few unique ones. He has special poison-based pyromancies that he developed. You can, like, I think there's one where you spit poison. It's called Poison Mist. And it's not super useful, but if you have slots spare, you know, and you want to poison someone, you don't have to use a knife anymore. Which one was the one to change my pyromancies? Here we go, Fireball. Obviously, Quaylag is pretty much immune to fire, so don't even bother fireballing her. There will also now be a new vendor out in the swamp here, the main swamp. I may kill a few of these barbarians to clear a path and to get some souls, so that I can buy some stuff from her, or at least look at her stock, because it's pretty good. We don't know anything about the lore of these characters. Quaylag, Kaelon, the Fair Lady. The Fair Lady may be named Kaelana because of how the naming conventions go in this game. Okay, there he is. Oh, yeah, I found him. Roll your stupid little boulder. want to get to 26 strength so I can use that meat cleaver already. Ooh. I could use the two-handed, but I really want to use the one-handed moveset for the meat cleaver. Hello, friend. Come on. Well, if you're going to play those games, I'll just leave. I may need to sit down again or zone out on something like that. I definitely remember her sitting right here-ish. All of these like pylons look pretty similar though, so I will walk around a bit to them. There's also a few more items I can grab from just down the way. Yeah, I probably have to zone out. So the sit down. So what say we go grab some more items before I leave? Because it will be quite a while before I come back. I don't like coming back down here. There's like, this connects to a whole another couple of zones. So it's just fine that I like leave and do that, or at least check out the zone. I don't need to finish it per se. Just have to zone out so that a certain vendor will spawn. See, they do have a melee attack. Kind of the lower Blighttown way is to just heal through the poison because it's really annoying. Let's kill a couple of leeches. Should probably re-equip the evil eye ring, huh? Yeah, well, it can stay. It can stay off. The healing of the evil eye ring does not stack with the healing of the... actually, maybe it does stack with the healing of the meat cleaver. I read that if you hit enemies with the meat cleaver, it restores a little bit of HP on each hit. And of course, each kill with the evil eye ring restores a bit of HP, which I'm using to offset using the grass crest shield because it does not block 100% of damage. some unlocked Dark Souls combat there. Bit of Titanite. I'm like waiting on those attacks. It's very scary. Damn you. Maybe these are placed, it looks like they're like staring at this item. And it is the server. That is one of the very rare few curved great swords in the game. I'll take a look at that in a little bit. Just want to get out of this poison before that happens. No, don't re-poison me. Oh, phew. Perfectly timed. So we go up this gigantic tree root. I think there's a couple items over here. I'll get them on the way out. Item here. Plank shield, quite garbage. This may be where the Deprived died. The Deprived is one of the character classes. Invisible walls, you know the drill. A chest. Twin Humanities, good loot. But there's more. Why would there ever be anything behind a treasure chest? That's the end of a hallway, right?